Hey guys, and welcome back, or welcome if you are brand new here. So for today's video, I am going to be testing and trying out all of the Jaclyn cosmetic products that I have purchased within the last couple of months. So I have been hoarding these. I have not tried them. I was saving them for a video, but when I realized that she kept coming out with more and more and more, I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait for another launch just so we can see what else she comes out with, because I do want to kind of try on some things in one video. So here we are. I am very excited, but I'm also kind of nervous because I really want to like these products, but I have seen some previous reviews and they weren't that great. So before we get into the video, if you want to hit that subscribe button, I would appreciate that very much and become a part of my little YouTube family. Okay, so the first product that I have from Jaclyn Cosmetics is this eye primer, and this is the Hydrating Under Eye Primer, and from what I've seen with previous reviews, I have seen good things about this, so I'm going to go ahead and give it a go. Typically, I don't use eye primer myself on like a daily basis. I usually don't use any primer, to be honest, but I thought this was really neat because I do take pride in how my under eyes look. So I thought, you know what, we're trying everything else, so why not? So I do like this little metal applicator. Oh my gosh, it's so cooling under the eyes. So I'm just going to squeeze out the tiniest amount and just kind of just like that. And I'm not going to squeeze any more out, but I'm just going to, oh my gosh, like rub what's in there. Oh, this feels so nice because I am so warm right now. This is so cold and cooling, like it literally feels amazing. So I'm just tapping and rubbing everything in. Okay, so that is the eye primer, and right off the bat, I actually do really like this, mainly because I'm so warm and that metal applicator tip was so cooling. The actual product itself feels very light but very hydrating, so I really do like the feel of that under my eyes and on my eyes. So I'm going to give this product, I would say, a good 9 out of 10 for me right now. Would I use this every single day? Probably not, because I wouldn't remember, but I did really want to try it for this video. Yeah, if you are looking for like a good hydrator that's not too thick, then I would recommend this one. So now I'm just going to go in with my foundation. I'm just going to go in with MAC Studio Fix NW13, just putting that on a beauty sponge, and I'm just going to go in and do my face. I don't want to go too heavy because I know that you can really build this formula up, and because it is so warm, I really don't want it to be like a mask on my face, so I'm just going to go in just with like a light layer. So now that foundation's done, I'm just going to go in with my favorite concealer. It's by MAC. It's the 24-Hour Smooth Wear Concealer in the shade NW22. So I'm just going to go in and give a nice little layer everywhere that I would typically put concealer, and I'm just going to blend it in with the same sponge. Concealer's done, and now is the fun part for me, at least, and that is going to be comparing under eye powders. So the first one that I have is the Brightening and Setting Palette. So I actually got the shade Light, and I'm going to show you what this looks like. I'm sure you guys seen it all over the internet already. Kind of looks like that on the outside, and the inside you have 4 colors. So even though it has the 4 colors in it, I cannot see myself using any colors except for maybe the top 2. The other product that I got is the under eye powder. So this is called Brightening Lilac, and this really intrigued me as well because it is lilac, and I've never seen a color like that in a loose under eye powder before. So this is what the packaging looks like. Let's open it up. So you guys probably won't be able to see on camera, but it legit is like a really light purple. So I'm super interested about how this is going to look on my under eye. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try one product on one eye and the other product on the other eye, just so I can really see which one works, which one doesn't. Okay, so the first product I'm going to go into is this one, and this one is in the shade Lilac as well. So I'm just taking this on a Morphe Y11 brush, and I'm just tapping into this, and I'm literally just going to set my under eye. And might as well put some on my lid as well. So I don't know if you guys can see a difference in my eyes, but I feel like this one has definitely brightened as opposed to this one. And I don't want to apply too much, so I'm just going to leave it at that. But I actually do really see a difference in terms of brightness with this eye as opposed to that one. I don't know if you guys can see in camera, but it really did make a difference. So I'm kind of excited about that. So now I'm going to go in with this guy on the other eye. And I'm just going to use it basically how I would use any other powder in which I use to bake under my eyes. So I'm just taking it on a sponge, and I'm just going to go right in and put it in the exact areas in which I would do on a daily basis. I don't want to apply too much again because I don't want it to be like a huge white cast, so I'm just gonna leave it like that. I am gonna let it sit just for a minute how I would typically do it, and in the meantime I'm gonna go in and do my brows off camera. So I am gonna go in with the MAC eyebrow styler in the shade Stylized, so I will be right back. Alright, so brows are done. They're looking a little thicker today than normal, but who cares? Not me. So now I'm just going to go in and wipe that bake off of this eye. I'm really hoping it doesn't stain my under eye this white. So I'm just going to go in with a different brush than the one that I applied on this eye. And I'm just going to go and wipe this off. Okay, so here are my under eye situations. And I have to say, both of them have actually worked out. I will say that I think that this one tends to be a little bit brighter, but I mean, that's not a factor for me. They both look bright when you first look at my eyes. This one feels really soft, and this one actually does as well. So really, I can't see a huge difference in the result off of both of these products, and I have to say that I do like them both. Now, I've actually seen in different reviews that people have called this as well as the other one too drying under the eyes, but I'm really not getting that effect. So, okay, I have to say I really do like these two products. We're gonna see how it wears throughout the video and the final look for everything. Okay, so we have another powder to kind of put on my face. So this here is the Jaclyn Cosmetics Luminous powder, and I got the shade Brighten Up. This is supposedly like a glowy setting powder, so we're gonna test this out and see. Love the packaging. It is so cute, and as you see, it's definitely a little bit bigger and different colored than the under eye brightening powder, but this looks so cute. Love the rose gold. I love the frosted packaging. I think it just looks so high-end and so pretty. Okay, so we have a little bit here in the cap, and typically I'm not one to go in with like a overall setting powder, but I was really curious to see how this would make my skin look. Like, does it look glowy without looking too powdery? So we're gonna give this a go. I'm just gonna go in with the MAC 150S brush. So I'm just kind of tapping into the loose powder, and let's see. And I'm just gonna apply like a thin layer, just kind of all over. Okay, so right off the bat, if I look very closely into the mirror, I do see like a very subtle, very natural looking glow. So I'm actually kind of loving this setting powder. I do have like a setting powder that was like supposedly the same kind of thing. It was like the Laura Mercier glowy setting powder. That one is way too glowy for like an everyday use. This one you could use every day, and it's definitely not too glowy. It just gives you kind of like a really nice natural glow within kind of vibe on your skin. So I really do like this. Like I said, I'm not usually one to go in and apply like powder all over my face except for like under my eyes. But I can definitely see myself using this all year round because it just really gave the most natural, very, very subtle glow. And yeah, I kind of love everything about it. It didn't add to like the dryness of my skin. It didn't alter anything that I have put on before. So I have to say that I do really like this product. And again, I got the shade Brighten Up. Okay, so moving on, we are going to go in with the Jaclyn Cosmetics Bronze and Blushing Duo. This is in the shade Pink Me Up and Oh Honey. I cannot believe I have not opened this up since I got it literally months ago. I have been, when I tell you guys, I have been hoarding these products. I have legit been hoarding these products. I don't even think I opened this up to look at it when I first got it. So this is going to be a first for me. Ooh, okay. So the packaging is very bougie. I did not expect it to be like this. Wow, okay, so that is actually really pretty. So I do feel like the packaging could have been a little bit slimmed down. I mean, it is very big and bulky. It could have been, I guess, in a little bit of a thinner case, but nevertheless, I do really like these shades and this packaging really is pretty. So we're not gonna dive too deep into packaging. So with that being said, I am gonna go in with some bronzer. So again, this one is called Oh Honey. I'm just gonna go in with a Y1 brush and dip right into this and just apply on my cheeks. So guys, this bronzer shade is actually so nice. It literally just gives you the most natural looking, sun-kissed, it almost has like a blurring effect to it, and it actually does claim that they are blurring powders. So I fully support that claim. Because you cannot tell where the bronzer starts and where it ends. It just kind of looks like a very blown out, I don't know. It's just so different. I can't describe it. So different than any other bronzers that I have tried before in the past. Everything just kind of airbrushes out and like filters out perfectly. So I am loving the bronzer. I'm just going to put a little bit on my nose. Yeah, so definitely I am a definite fan of the bronzer, and now I'm going to go in with the blush. This one is called Pink Me Up, and I'm actually going to go in with a Morphe and Jaclyn Hill JH13 brush that I love to use for blush. This one is kind of stained already, but we're just going to go in with this blush, get a good amount on there, and literally just apply some to my cheeks. And oh my gosh, that looks so pretty. Okay, you guys, so this blush is literally doing the same thing that the bronzer was doing. Like, you cannot tell where it starts and ends. It just kind of does its own thing and literally blends itself out. Like, what kind of magic is that? So absolutely love this bronzer and blush duo. The colors for me were perfect. So again, that was the Pink Me Up and Oh Honey duo. Yeah, like I am literally obsessed with this combo and how they applied. I watched reviews in the past and yeah, like people liked them, but like, have you all tried it on? Like, oh my gosh, I don't know what it is about these products, but this one, like, oh my gosh, I am in love with this one. Okay, so now we're gonna go in with eyeshadow before we go in with the last two products. And actually, what better time would it be than to bust out the old Morphe and Jaclyn Hill palette. So this palette is easily like one of my favorite all-time palettes. It's a palette that I've gotten the most use out of in terms of like size, and all my other ones. Like, look how many pans that I have hit in this, and you can tell that it's been extremely well loved. This is the palette that I would bring, that I would do for bridal makeup for brides. This just kind of has everything in it. It was like my go-to palette, like literally for like 2 years straight. I would wear nothing but this palette to work. Like, it was my die-hard palette. Like, I can't even express to you guys how much I loved and still love this palette. So I'm gonna go in and just create some kind of a look, and we will finish off the makeup look. So I'm first gonna go in with this shade up here, the third one in, and I love this shade as like a crease shade. It's like the perfect transition shade, if you will. And I'm actually going back and forth between these two browns just to kind of give it a little bit more definition. So now I'm going to go in with this shade right over here, and I'm just going to pop some of this on the outer corner. And I'm actually just going to bring it in towards the bottom center a little more too. So don't worry if it's like kind of going out of the lines. We can always fix that up later. I'm just dragging it down this way, and I'm just going to pull it up here just a little further. And I'm going to do the same to the other eye. Like, this palette is so pigmented, guys. Like, it's insane. And I actually haven't tried the volume 2. Like, I never tried the second one with all like the pinks and the oranges and the purples. I want it to, but this one is definitely more my vibe with like all the nudes. I can get away with it more of like an everyday kind of thing. And I'm just gonna go in with these two shades that we started with, and I'm gonna mix them up, and I'm just gonna put some on my lower lash. And now that I'm kind of like focusing on my under eye area with shadow, I will tell you that this eye tends to look a little bit more drier than this eye. So this was the eye that I used the palette with, and this was the eye that I used the loose lilac powder. And I'm just taking this shade again here, and I'm just going to go over that on my bottom lid. Okay, so now I am going to take this one right over here, the third from the top on the very end, and I'm just gonna go in with my finger, get a good amount, and just apply this like so. And this is literally like a really quick eye look that I'm just kind of doing just to kind of get, you know, some shadow on so I can test the rest of the products. And I'm actually going to go in with this little tiny brush, and I'm just going to pop back and forth between these two lighter shades just to put some brightening on the inner corner and under the brow bone. Okay, so now I think I'm going to go in with this darker shade right here, the second one from the bottom. And I'm just taking that on more of a tapered brush. And I'm just going to deepen up the outer V just a tiny bit. And I'm just going to take some of that and literally just do the bottom lash just on the very top. So like something like this would literally be my old everyday go-to makeup look. Especially before I worked at MAC, when I used to work at People's Jewelers like full time. By the way, I worked there for 9 years before they shut down in our local mall. But yeah, this would definitely be my typical everyday makeup. I would do this like literally every single day. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with this black shade over here. I'm just going to take a very tiny slant brush, and I'm just going to add some liner to my top lids. Just going to take that black and just put it a little bit on the lower lid, just in the very outer corners like this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this MAC 263 brush, and if you guys don't have this brush, you need this brush like ASAP. It's like one of my favorite brushes ever, and the reason for that is that it is so easy to get like a shadow like wing. Oh my gosh, like it's so good. So I'm going to go in with that black shade again with this MAC brush. Just one little tap is all you need, and literally swipe. Like, you don't even have to go in and create a wing. You just swipe and you can see it's like winged out. It's like the perfect brush for a shadow wing. I picked up this MAC mascara and I have never tried it yet. It's literally in the box. I was kind of saving it for a video. And I mean, I know this is kind of like a more Jaclyn Hill like cosmetics review and try on, but I mean, why not just try this one while we're here? Might as well just make it a whole thing. This is the MAC Magic Extension 5mm Fibre Mascara. This one claims volume and length in a surreal way. So I'm very kind of excited about this. We don't sell this at the counter that I work for, but you just never know. So this is what it looks like. It actually has really cool packaging. Love the tube. Let's open this and take a look at the wand. This wand looks fairly common. It doesn't have anything like super special about it or anything like that, but that's okay because sometimes they're like the best mascaras. So I'm just gonna go in and apply this to my lashes and we shall see, because if you guys watch my videos, you guys know how picky I am about mascaras, and I literally only have two that I really reach for like on a daily basis. So let's see how this works with my standards, I guess. Ooh, okay, MAC. Okay, so that is the first coat. I'm just gonna go and do my other eye while I'm waiting for that side to dry. I am always making a mess, like everywhere I go. Like, I can't eat anything, can't apply mascara apparently. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go in with kind of like a second coat. Okay, you guys, so this might be one of my favorite MAC mascaras, which is a very big claim for me. The only thing that I would really change is probably the wand. I feel like the bristles could be a little bit more longer and like a little bit more kind of like wispy. And not so like straight and kind of narrow. But I mean, that mascara definitely gave volume and length without separating my lashes too much where they look spidery. So I would say this is definitely a win. The color is extensive black, but that's fine. I wear all black mascaras anyway. Yeah, I have to say that I really do like this mascara, and I can definitely see me wearing this on a daily basis. I will say that I'm still a massive #1 fan of the Monsieur Big Mascara. This just does my lashes wonders, but in terms of my favorite MAC mascara, I think this one takes the cake over this guy, over the 3D lash mascara. Alright, so continuing to move along, I think I'm gonna go in with lips before highlighter. So I actually picked up a Jaclyn Cosmetics liner as well as liquid lips. So the liner that I chose is in the shade Cupcake because I am definitely a pink lip kind of girl. I think I always will be. I just love a pink lip. It's definitely my go-to. So this is what the color looks like. It's kind of like a really nice dusty rose. So I'm just gonna go in and align my lips with this first. Ooh, and it's so creamy. So I just kind of outlined the outer portions of my lips. I would totally use this as like an all over lip color. This would be like a beautiful shade for that. So definitely gonna do this in the future. Oh, and now we are gonna go in with the liquid lip in the shade Momma. So this was definitely the pinkiest shade that she had. So love this. It's kind of like a nice baby blue toned pink. So let's go in and see how this looks and applies. Okay, so definitely pink, but that's okay because, like I said, absolutely love a pink lip. Love the color of this. And it is starting to get a little bit drying, but nothing that's like super major or like a deal breaker for me. I would just go in with MAC Prep and Prime Lip. That would solve like the dryness issue. So I do really like this. I do think it could be a little bit more moisturizing, but I mean, I do understand that it's like a matte liquid lip. So these two, I have to say that I really do like, and I can definitely see myself purchasing more from this line in the future. Okay, so we're gonna go in with some highlighter to finish this look, and I am probably I'm probably the most excited about this highlighter because, oh my god, I love a good highlighter. So let's go in and open this up. I am so excited. I haven't even looked at it yet. This is in the shade Iced, so here we go. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that is literally stunning. I am so excited. I'm just gonna go in with my trusty Sigma F03 brush and just kind of dabble into the highlighter and just apply it on my cheekbones. Oh my gosh, do you guys see that glow? Holy crap. Okay, that is definitely blinding. Wow, okay, so people were not kidding when they say like this is definitely a blinding highlight, but oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Like, I absolutely love it. And I like to put like a little tiny bit on my chin and a little tiny bit on the tip of my nose and a little bit down the bridge. Oh my gosh, look at that highlight. Like, that is insane. This is like a 10 out of 10. All right, you guys, so this is the finished look, and I have to say I am so happy with how this look came out. I have to say I was very, very skeptical going in and starting this video and watching the reviews that I have already watched about all of these products that I tried today. But I have to say, I did not dislike any of them. Like, I have to say, I love every single one of these products. So this one was a 10 out of 10 for me. It's not something that I would typically wear every day, but I mean, in terms of the product and what it did, I loved it. I love the cooling effect under the eye. The hydrating like performance of this was like A+. Loved it. It just really kind of helped soothe my under eyes, so this felt really good. So A+ for this one. In terms of the under eye powders, I have to say I think I'm kind of leaning towards the loose lilac powder as opposed to this guy right here. The reason being is because now that I'm looking really closely at my under eye, this one tends to be a little bit less dry than this one. And this is the side that I used this palette on. It's not bad by all means, it's just this one was a little bit more hydrating than this side, and also I would use this shade, you know, everywhere for like whatever I need to, whereas in this palette I can really only see myself using the first two shades. So I would definitely get more use out of the loose powder than I would the palette. The Luminous powder in the shade Brighten Up I am in love with as like an all over setting powder. This just gives the most beautiful, subtle, natural glow without being too much. Love this. This is in the shade Brighten Up. If you guys are fair like me, you will love this shade. It just kind of gave the most beautiful, like I said, natural glow to my skin. And I'm not one to go in with like an all over setting powder, but I am telling you, I will be using this one day in and day out from now on because I loved it so much. Oh my god, you guys. Okay, so as I said before, you cannot see where the bronzer starts, where the blush starts, or where anything starts and finishes. I just love it so much. It literally just kind of went in and airbrushed itself out. These colors are perfect for my lighter skin tone. The bronzer wasn't too ashy or too like orange toned. The blush is like a perfect pink if you like pink blushes. So everything about this was amazing. It even comes with like a really big nice size mirror in here. So again, love, love, love this. Highly recommend. 10 out of 10. Loved everything about this palette. So yeah, if you're skeptical, I would definitely try it out yourself. All right, so the lip duos. Have to say, really, really love the lip pencil. In terms of the liquid lipstick, as I'm finishing this video, it is still a little bit drying. The stickiness kind of went away, but it is, like I said, a little bit drying. So If I were to wear this again, I definitely would pair it with like the MAC Prep and Prime underneath, so I wouldn't get this like drying feeling. But I mean, the color is beautiful. I love this like rosy pink shade, and again, this is in the shade Momma, so I would definitely recommend these as long as you don't mind a little bit of a drier liquid lip. Okay, so now for the grand finale. Definitely this highlighter, you guys. Oh my gosh, I use the lightest hand, and this is the most beautiful highlighter I think that I own. So this would be the perfect shade also to go in your inner corners and under your brow bone, just to kind of like make your eyes pop a little more. I love the rose gold. It literally looks like the most expensive highlighter that I own, and it is definitely not. So yeah, love, 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 love the highlighter. I rate this one like a 15 out of 10. If you guys are looking for an amazing blinding highlighter, look no further than the shade Iced. Alright, you guys, so that's it for today's video. I have to say I'm so happy with how everything turned out, with this being like a massive positive success with all new products that I've never tried before, including this MAC mascara. I loved this also. So literally everything in this video was a huge positive for me, and that doesn't happen too often. If you guys liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and of course, if you want to see more videos by me, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I appreciate you guys so much, and I will be seeing you guys in my next video. Bye!